Level 1. Invisible. You walk into a coffee shop and immediately understand your place in the social hierarchy. The barista smiles at the person behind you before acknowledging you. When you finally order, her voice changes slightly. Less warmth, less energy. Like your interaction is something to get through instead of engage with. People like to believe attention is distributed equally. It isn't. Some people enter a room and become the center of gravity. Others arrive quietly and leave without disturbing the atmosphere at all.
In group conversations, your timing never seems to work. You start speaking at the exact moment someone else does, and somehow, people always choose to listen to them instead. You make a comment that disappears into silence. Then 10 minutes later, someone repeats almost the exact same thing, and suddenly the entire group laughs. Nobody notices what just happened, except you. That's the strange thing about social invisibility. It's rarely aggressive. People aren't trying to exclude you. Most of the time, they simply forget to include you at all. Conversations flow around you naturally, like water moving around a rock. You begin speaking less, not because you have nothing to say, but because constantly competing for attention becomes exhausting. Invisibility isn't one dramatic moment. It's 1,000 tiny interactions where the world unconsciously decides someone else matters slightly more. Your phone becomes a record of unequal effort. You reply immediately. Other people respond hours later with short answers that quietly end the conversation. Group chats move forward without acknowledging anything you said. Plans are made in front of you, around you, sometimes even because people forgot you were there in the first place. You start rereading your own messages before sending them, making them shorter, less intrusive, easier to ignore. Eventually, you stop double texting entirely. Not because you lose interest in people, but because repeated silence starts to feel embarrassing. The strange thing about being ignored is that nobody ever announces it. Nobody tells you that you've become socially invisible. There's no rejection, no confrontation. Just the slow realization that your presence rarely changes the atmosphere of a room, or the direction of someone's day. Level 2. Acknowledged. People notice you now, just not deeply. Cashiers make eye contact. Coworkers ask how your weekend was. Baristas remember your order sometimes. But every interaction feels procedural, like social politeness performed out of habit rather than genuine interest. You exist comfortably in the background of other people's lives. Nobody dislikes you, but almost nobody thinks about you once you leave the room. Conversations with you are pleasant and instantly forgettable. You've escaped invisibility, but not irrelevance. You start realizing that inclusion and importance are not the same thing. People invite you when there's space, not because your presence changes the atmosphere, but because excluding you would feel rude. You become the safe option, easy to talk to, easy to replace. In group photos, nobody asks where you are if you leave early. Messages stop naturally when you stop replying. Nobody chases the conversation. Nobody insists you stay longer. You exist socially in a strange middle ground, too visible to be ignored, too emotionally distant to be remembered. Level 3. Valued. People start remembering your name now. They save your number. They invite you first sometimes. Your messages get answered faster. Coworkers ask if you're joining lunch before making plans. Friends send you memes they think you'd like. You begin to feel visible inside other people's lives. But slowly, you notice a pattern. Most people reach for you when they need comfort, stability, or attention. Your presence improves the atmosphere. You make conversations easier, silence less awkward. Problems feel lighter. Being around you feels emotionally convenient. People begin depending on you emotionally. You become the person others call late at night, the one who listens without judging, the one who stays calm during breakdowns. Friends vent to you about relationships, anxiety, family problems, loneliness. And you always answer, always help, always stay available. Somewhere along the way, your kindness quietly became a role. People stop asking if you're okay, Because you're the stable one, the reliable one, the emotionally useful one. Then one day, you stop replying for a while, just to see what happens. And the silence feels educational. Some people notice immediately. Most don't. Conversations disappear. Invitations slow down. Your absence becomes strangely easy for people to adjust to. That's when you understand the uncomfortable truth. Many people didn't necessarily value you. They valued access to you, your attention, your reassurance, your emotional labor. The moment you stop providing those things, some connections quietly disappear with them. Level 4. Important. People start noticing when you're absent now. Group chats slow down when you stop replying. Plans feel incomplete without you there. Friends wait for your opinion before making decisions. Your presence changes the energy of a room. Not dramatically, just enough that people feel it when you're gone. Invitations become more frequent. Your phone stays active all day. People ask where you are, if you're coming, if you're okay. You've become socially valuable, and for the first time, attention starts feeling less accidental. Your attention starts becoming valuable. People notice who gets your time, who gets fast replies, who gets invited closer. Some friendships grow stronger. Others become strangely competitive. People laugh harder at your jokes, agree with opinions they used to challenge. They start adapting themselves around your approval. And slowly, you realize attention works like money. The more people want it, the more powerful it becomes. Then something changes. Interactions start feeling rehearsed. People become slightly more careful around you, more agreeable, more strategic. Compliments increase. Honesty decreases. Some people stop talking to you naturally and start talking to the version of you they think will benefit them most. You notice how quickly warmth can turn into performance, how attention can quietly distort authenticity, and how the more socially valuable you become, the harder it is to know who actually sees you clearly anymore. Level 5. Influential. By now, people pay attention to your reactions before forming their own. Conversations subtly orbit around your mood. Invitations depend on whether you'll be there. Your approval starts carrying social weight. People dress slightly better around you, speak more carefully, laugh faster, reply quicker. Some friendships become strangely diplomatic. Small disagreements disappear. Honesty becomes softer, more filtered. People don't just interact with you anymore. They manage your perception of them. And the strange part is, most of them probably don't even realize they're doing it. At this point, attention stops feeling flattering. It starts feeling difficult to trust. You begin questioning every interaction, every compliment, every invitation, every sudden act of kindness. Do they actually like you? Or do they just like access to you? You notice how differently people behave depending on who's watching. Some friendships start feeling transactional, like silent negotiations hidden underneath normal conversations. And eventually, you stop relaxing around people completely. Because once attention becomes valuable, authenticity becomes harder to recognize. Level 6. Untouchable. At some point, people stop interacting with you naturally. They become careful, measured, slightly intimidated. Conversations feel edited in real time. People think before joking around you, before disagreeing with you, before being fully honest. Your presence changes rooms now, not because you're dangerous, but because people assign importance to you before you even speak. Some admire you. Some envy you. Some simply want proximity to whatever they think you represent. But very few still act completely normal around you. And that distance slowly starts turning you into a character instead of a person. Eventually, the attention stops feeling human. Your phone never stays silent, but somehow your life feels quieter than ever. People constantly reach for you, but almost nobody reaches you. Every interaction starts carrying invisible expectations. Your time, your validation, your approval, your energy. And after a while, you stop knowing whether people actually miss you or just miss access to what you provide. That's the final trade. The more visible you become socially, the less visible you feel emotionally. Until one day, you realize something almost ironic. The person everyone notices is also the person nobody truly sees anymore.